But one thing I have found by walking around and talking to people, because I do look a little different than the last time I showed up here. Thank you. But what I've noticed about it is people I've known for years don't recognize me anymore, which is great. They're not just ignoring me now because I'm a lousy lay. I'm thinking, if I keep going like this, I won't have to worry so much about all those outstanding warrants. But people have asked me, okay, why did you do all of this? What inspired it? Did you have a health issue? Did you find religion? Maybe you couldn't fit into that tight leather miniskirt anymore. What was your problem with this? Well, there's actually two very big reasons that I took on this challenge to do all this and did contacts and worked on the hair and everything. One is my lifelong dream, my goal, the thing I think I was put on this planet to do, at least I hope, is to make out with a cheerleader. And at this point in my life, any kind. Because after the last 8 years of political office, my finances are just not up to the task of paying anymore. And you know what? If it's anything like those stimulus packages, the fix for this might be, folks, I don't know about you, but Dick Cheney with a pair of pom-poms and a set of Spankies don't do a thing for me. And as far as my other attributes like talent, guys, I stand up here and go all day long, so I got to work on this part. But the other reason is I'm 40 years old, and going to the doctor now is really, really frightening. It's not like when I was a child. When you were a child, the object of the doctor seemed to be, let's keep this child as calm as possible so he doesn't piss on our floor. So, everything was balloons and lollipops and clouds and Ranger Rick magazines and nice receptionists, and no matter what shape you went to the doctor in, broken limb, covered in snot or blood or what have you, you knew you were going home because, hey, what's wrong with you? A black eye, a bruise, busted lip, upset tummy, sore throat. And if you played your cards right, you even got a lollipop at the end of it because the doctor had to keep his brother-in-law in a gig, the dentist. But when you hit around 40, I don't know why this happened, but it's like doctors suddenly came out of their own little closet and became sadists. And I'm not talking about the easy targets you always hear about, the stuff like, well, we're going to have to do a biopsy like that, or other scary things that doctors say, like we're going to have to send that to the lab or go to my con. There's still too many people here. He still can't touch me tonight. But no, some of the language, some of the stuff that was so simple as, look, I scare just as easily right now as I did as a kid. I can make a bigger puddle. But the language to start with, when you go in, I went in once with a black eye. Don't ask me why. I paid for it very well. It's just my lifestyle. But I went in and he said you had a mild hematoma. And I'm like, didn't Spock mind meld with one of these things in an episode of Star Trek? Nothing is a simple name anymore. It's all long and scary. I was on a phone call one time with a client. It's a doctor's office. And it's weird because doctor's offices now advertise their services. It's almost better than 900 numbers, the details these things go into. But the doctor actually said, while he was talking, we're going to do this using a minimally invasive procedure. Minimally invasive, like the French might be involved. Maybe it's just my sick mind, but the only thing I think of with minimally invasive is I'm going to be on my back with the anesthetic kicking and my legs up in the air, and the last words I'm going to hear is, okay, my little Smurfs, we're going mining for polyps. Now, if there's any string of words that can make Papa Smurf and Hefty go Brokeback Mountain, that was probably them. And I swear, I hope there is not a fan fiction on this. Wow, we have some Smurf fans out in the audience today. Just tell me you're not wearing the hat. But yeah, and it's not just that kind of thing anymore, because the more you talk to the doctors about it, they've gone from wanting to keep you calm to almost like their internship is at, you know, Guantanamo Bay or something. Because you go into their office and they start asking you questions like, have you watched your cholesterol? Well, not recently, but I know I've still got some. Sure. Okay, and have you been exercising? Did I put on shoes? I don't know. And when's the last time you had your prostate checked? When I paid an extra $20 and I was really drunk at the time for the privilege, what do you want from me? Because here's the truth. You know as well as I do, the doctor knows the answers to this. He knows before you showed up in that office, you had a Big Mac wrapped in a burrito supreme. You wouldn't watch your cholesterol if it was a TV show on free cable. The only reason they ask you these questions is because when they prove you wrong, they want to know how hard to slap you down. They enjoy things like that. It's like that girlfriend that's always asking you, is this too big in this outfit? They know. I love where you just focus the camera. Take another gander at this. Woo! 40, the new 30. I wish it was. But they already know the answer to the question. Holly Berry has never asked, does my butt look too big in this outfit? As a matter of fact, if I had a butt like that, do I? I would cut it off and mount it above the TV. I would show it off to the neighbors when they came over. You see that? I tapped that back when it meant something. Before Catwoman? Yeah. Oh, tell me there's one person in here that paid money to see that. You'll leave right now. You all pirated it, and just like me, and you know it. Because I like her too. Well, that would be a hell of a trophy room too, wouldn't it? Just a room full of those mounted on the wall. See, there's J-Lo before Giggly. Or Jiggly, or whatever the hell it was pronounced. And there's Brad before Angelina. And Bob Barker before he stopped dyeing his hair. Oh, and there's Hugh the Ranting Griffin before he started shaving his. By the way, these folks can tell you about minimally invasive. But the other thing with the same doctors is when you go into... I gotta stop saying this doctor stuff because I'm looking, and he's the only face I can see in the lights right now. And this is almost a horror movie, especially with the cup of coffee. It's not coffee. I am so dead, it's not even funny. So I may as well go ahead and finish myself off, shall I? I'm nothing if not foolhardy and stupid. See, he agrees with that. That's a... Oh, now that is good. I love that. And you know the worst thing about doctors, though? Honestly. You don't get lollipops anymore. You know, if you pay that much money to hear news about yourself that you did to yourself that you don't want to hear, I want to at least be walking out that door counting how many licks it takes to get to the center. So that is the real reason I've been doing all of this. Because one day, I want to go to that doctor. I want to let him check everything that he can check. And I want to walk out of there proud with him on the floor crying like I just befriended him, screaming, he can't find nothing wrong with me because I'm a sadist too. Yeah.